Welcome back, everyone. Attorney Craig Stager here, practicing in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. Today, I wanted to talk about bull attacks or bull injuries. And when I say bull, I mean bull, the farm animal. Um, so I saw on Facebook the other day someone shared a story about a man near us. I actually, strangely enough, know this guy from a prior case, and I also know that I've seen him. He's a tractor puller in our area, but he had apparently gotten badly injured while he was trying to get a bull in, and he was chasing the bull in an ATV. And when the story originally came out, it sounded like the bull had maybe turned on him and injured him. Now it turns out, looks like maybe he was just chasing the bull, lost control of his ATV, and sounds like he's in bad shape, possibly paralyzed. So my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Hopefully, they can work a miracle there. But it got me thinking. Now, bulls are not very common in modern farming, at least dairy farming. In particular, having grown up around dairy farming, and I remember as a kid having bulls, and especially dairy bulls, um, can be kind of mean and aggressive. Later in life, when I my family lived in South Dakota, we ran a dairy operation. Or I'm sorry, a beef operation, and we had bulls like Charolais, Herefords, Angus bulls, and they seem to be much more mellow. But like a Holstein bull, a Jersey bull, um, they tend to get pretty mean and pretty dangerous. And in those that still keep bulls tend to not keep them around real long. Kind of the exception being is the Amish who are around us. But even then, I think they're pretty careful about it. But every so often, you still read a story about people getting hurt or killed when a bull turns on them. Reminds me of when I was a kid. I still vividly remember it. I was probably 5 or 6. And I was at my grandpa's place, and both my parents and my grandpa milk cows in Iowa. And I believe, I don't know if this was our bull or a bull that we had shared, but I think the bull's name was Charlie. And I was at my grandpa's place, and we were getting ready to bring the cows in to milk for the evening milking. And so I'd gone out into the barnyard to open the door from the cow yard into the barn to let the cows in. And I was kind of messing with this door, and I started to hear my cousin who was with me start to yell at me, and I finally dawned on me, and he's like, the bull. And I look over, and that bull is bearing down on me from across the lot. And he came, and he had his head down, and I just kind of froze. I was like, "Oh, this is the end of me." And he came running up to me, and he stopped with his face, with his head inches away from my face. Stopped, kind of breathed in my face a little bit, and then he turned around and went back to those cows. And I always think about that story every time I hear about a bull incident. So it got me thinking, what is the liability situation for those that have bulls? And so I did a little searching. Now, this is not legal advice. You should always consult with an attorney in the state that you practice in. But I did kind of look at this from the standpoint of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, where I work. And I was actually a little surprised. I thought there might be some sort of statutory immunity for injuries caused by cattle and bulls. I thought there might be some law in the books that protects farmers from, let's say, the hazards of having cattle and including bulls and things like that. There actually isn't that I could find. Um, and in fact, there can be strict liability on the farmer if they have reason to believe that the bull or other animal is dangerous. We have a dog. We have a dog bite or dog injury statute that I don't think would apply. That's in Wisconsin. But as a general rule, if you are the owner of a bull, or let's say you are the in control of the bull, and let's say the bull gets out because you're not being careful, you forget to shut a gate, or you don't maintain your fences very well, and the bull gets out, and if it attacks someone, if if your failure to keep the bull in was negligence, there may be liability, which means that if someone gets injured, they may be able to make a claim against you and hopefully your insurance company, if you have like a farmer's insurance policy, maybe a homestead policy, regular homeowner's policy may very well have exclusions for injuries caused by cattle, but you really need to talk to your insurance agent about that. But my assumption is that most people that have bulls probably have enough acres that they have a farm policy, but you might want to check that out. If you have bulls, make sure you have insurance coverage for that. So if you're negligent, so if you are not careful in keeping the animal enclosed and it gets out and injures someone, or maybe someone, a neighbor comes over to help you get the bull in and they get injured somehow, that may give rise to a claim, especially like I said, if you know that this bull is dangerous and you keep him around anyway and it causes injury, even if you weren't negligent, there may be strict liability, in fact. Now, there are some immunity type rules that might apply if you are a landowner. If, let's say, you give someone permission to go hunting or fishing on your land or do other kinds of recreational activities. Most states, including Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, the last I checked, have a type of recreational immunity statute that provides some protection for landowners to encourage them to open up their property to allow the public to use it for recreational purposes. And if someone gets injured, there's a general blanket of immunity. Now, that is to be distinguished from, like I said, if someone actually tries to help you get your bull in, that probably doesn't fall under the recreational immunity. But if the person goes out, walks across your land to go hunting, and they get attacked by your bull, there's a decent chance that the recreational immunity statute might apply to you, but it's going to be fact specific. It's going to be state specific. So it's really important to talk to a lawyer in your state. I'm putting together a guide for farmers and landowners when it comes to injuries caused by cattle and bulls. When that's available, I'll put a link to that in the description below if you want to go check that out and download it. And I'll kind of keep it updated if and when the law changes or I come across new information that might change it. So if you're interested in that guide, I'll put a link to that in the description. And if for some reason it's not there, if you're having trouble downloading it, just go into the comments section. There's usually a place there with my phone number. You can text or call me or email me if you go up the description. So something to keep in mind. Be careful around bulls. Like I said, fortunately, most people don't have bulls anymore. At least dairy farms don't have bulls anymore. Most of that's done artificially, but be careful. Be careful around bulls. Don't turn your backs on them, and be careful for other people if you have bulls. Watch out for them, and be really careful when you enlist the help of people to help get your bulls or cows in. Like cows can trample people as well, so just be very, very careful about that. So I hope that's helpful. If anyone has questions about any of that, feel free to leave a comment below. If you have a specific legal case, maybe you or someone you know is injured, don't leave a comment. Just go up to the description, either call me, text me, send me an email or something like that. And I'll be happy to see if I can help you out. So appreciate everyone for watching. And until next time, everyone, have a good one.